Hi, this is Devinder Virk, and I'll be doing case study 2. And this case study is regarding Mr. Saghir Iqbal, and we have been provided with a questionnaire summary. And I'm going to cover 3 points. Number 1 is, does the applicant qualify for an economic program? If so, which one? Number 2 is, can the applicant improve on their skills or documents to boost eligibility? Example, using credential assessment or languages. What would be the third one is, what would you advise this client? So I'll be covering all these, all the 3 points through a video. So Express Entry, I want to give a brief overview. It's a new electronic application management system, and it has 3 key economic immigration programs under it. The number 1 is Federal Skilled Worker Program, FSWP, then Federal Skilled Trades Program, and Canadian Experience Class. And I'll be giving a brief difference, like the comparison between all these 3 programs. And when we talk about Federal Skilled Worker Program, the number 1 factor is like the education requirement. In the education requirement, you need to have a secondary or high school or post-secondary school education requirement. Outside Canada, you have to get the assessment done through an educational credential assessment accredited agency or some approved agency. And in the Federal Skilled Trades Program, as far as education is concerned, there is no education requirement, and but still you can earn some points. You can earn additional points if you have education inside Canada or outside Canada. There is no requirement of education in Canadian Experience Class, and similarly you can earn points if you are educated, whether you have done secondary or post-secondary school. Now, next one is the experience. In the Federal Skilled Worker Program, the work experience of 1 year in the relevant NOC code, National Occupation Classification, 0A or B, you need to have for 1 year in last 10 years. So that's a requirement, and there should not be any volunteer work and paid internship. They are not counted. In the case of the Federal Skilled Trade Program, you need to have work experience of 2 years in last 5 years, and you need to meet the job requirements in this. And in the Canadian Experience Class, you need to have a work experience of 1 year of Canadian experience out of 3 years in NOC 0A or B. I want to add into the Federal Skilled Trade Programs there are some NOC classifications which you need to under which you have to you can apply, and that's level B NOC. There are some major and minor groups, and the major group includes industrial group number 72, that's industrial, electrical and construction trades. Major group 73, maintenance and equipment operation trade. Then in major group 82, supervisors and technical jobs in natural resources, agriculture and related production. Major group 92, processing, manufacturing and utilities supervisors and central control operators. And minor group 632, chefs and cooks. And minor group 633, butchers and bakers. So these are all subdivided into different occupation. All are NOC skill type B. So I'm talking about Federal Skilled Trades Program. Now, as far as the language requirement is concerned, in case of Federal Skilled Worker Program, you need to have CLB 5. The language requirement for FSWP is CLB 7 in each of 4 language areas. So that's Canadian language benchmark 7. In case of federal skill trade programs, it's CLB 5 in speaking and listening, CLB 4 in reading and writing. In case of the Canadian experience class, the language is NOC 0 or A, CLB 7 in all language areas, and in case of NOC B, CLB 5 in all four language areas. As far as the employment is concerned, you're not required to have a job under the FSWP. You get additional points if you do have a valid job offer. In case of FSTP, you need to have a valid job offer or a certificate of qualification. And in case of Canadian experience class, you're not required to have a job. So on the basis of the comparison I've given in all three economic programs, between the three economic programs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see the points of Mr. Saghir Iqbal and how he can improve his score and on which in which category or in which economic program he can apply for. So this is what I'm going to discuss next. So the express entry is a two-way process, two-step process I can say, starting the eligibility and all. First you need to apply online, then you have to get into the pool of candidates and you need to have 67 points of 200 points. So Mr. Saghir Iqbal, he's already getting the 67 points to qualify. He's getting 83, so he's right into the pool. Now the next one is the comprehensive ranking system, the formula, and he'll be judged on the comprehensive ranking system formula, and he'll be getting points according to his profile, and based on his profile he'll be getting the invitation to apply for the PR. So as far as the CRS formula is concerned, he can do a number of things. He can improve his points, and especially he is going to apply in the federal skilled worker program, because the federal skilled trade program, I'm not clear about whether he's done any trading, he's into some trade or something, but as far as his profile is concerned, he's a banker, so he has been working in Pakistan as a personal banker for 6 years or more, so he's not his occupation is not falling under any trades program, and he doesn't have any kind of certificate of qualification, and especially he's from Pakistan and he has his qualification experience in Pakistan, so even the Canadian experience class we are going to negate. So the economic program we are going to talk about, Mr. Saghir Iqbal, is federal skilled workers program, and I'm going to give an assessment, because there are a number of things he can do, especially I was looking into the profile of his spouse, and the combination of the profile of both the primary applicant and secondary applicant, they can have additional points. So in the comprehensive ranking system formula, there are two types of points you can get. The number one is the core points, the core human capital points, and additional points based upon your Canadian degrees or valid job offer or nomination from a province or territory, and or your brother or sister living in Canada who is a citizen or permanent resident, or you have a strong communication skills. As far as your core skills are concerned, so the core factors are concerned, the skill and experience factors, spouse or common law partner factors such as your language skills and education, skills transferability, including education and work experience. So it's a combination of two factors or two criterias or two points. So the 2-point groups. Each is for 600, and the total score is of 1200. So you'll be judged out of 1200. So I'll discuss about the age here. Mr. Saghir Iqbal, his date of birth is May 11th, 1987, and this questionnaire was captured on July 8th, 2017. So he's 30 years of age. He's 30 years old, and his wife is roughly 29. So as far as the core or human capital factors are concerned, vis-a-vis to his age, he's getting 95 points because he's more than 29. So the prime age is 2029 where you get the maximum points. Because he's married, so the maximum points of total of all factors will be 460, and if somebody who's not married, then it's like 500. So he's getting because he's 30 years old, he's getting 95. And as far as his education concerned, he has done MBA in MBA finance. That's normally in countries like India or Pakistan, it's like 5 year program, so it's a master degree. So he's getting 126 there, and because he's getting CLB, he got CLB 9 in speaking, CLB 8 in reading, and writing CLB 9 plus, listening CLB 9 plus. So his first language score falls under, so he's getting around roughly 118 points because of his language proficiency. His first language is English, and second, in his second language or the French, he doesn't have any skills. So that's NCLC 1, so he's not getting any points there. And as far as his experience is concerned, he is a personal banker for 6 years or more. So he's getting roughly 70 points there too. So this is out of the maximum 480 as far as his single profile is concerned. So it's going to be 460 max, because the additional points like 40 points will be for his spouse. So now I'm going to talk about his spouse and her numbers and how those. So his spouse, she has done BS electrical engineering, MS telecom engineering. So she's already done masters. So she'll be getting 10 points according to the spouse, spouse points. That's the spouse or common law partner factors. So that's 10 points as far as her education is concerned. And she has got a 9 plus, CLB 9 plus in the native proficiency of the first language. She will be getting another 5. So but as far as the experience is concerned, we don't have any information, so we're going to give her 0, because maybe she doesn't have any experience, and if she has one, then that is going to be a good factor. So overall, Mr. Saghir, he's getting out of 460 points, 409, and because of his spouse, he's getting an additional 15 points. So that's a total of 424 points out of 500. So this is the core human capital points. So 460 plus 40 and out of 500. And now there's another interesting fact, or the factors, that is the skill transferability. So I think there's a lot of room in improving as far as the skill transferability points are concerned. And this is going to be something really interesting as far as their profiles is concerned. So I'm going to talk about now the skill transferability. Sorry, I did a mistake in common law partner factors. The official language proficiency is CLB 9 plus, so 5 in each. So that will be 20. 20 plus 10, that will be 30. 30 plus 409, so that will be 439, not 424 as I said. So 439 out of 500. Yes. So this is the one. So again, I'm going to talk about the skill transferability. So skill transferability, there are like 3 subcategories we can say. One is the education, second one is the foreign work experience, and third one is the certificate of qualification. Education has maximum of 50 points. Foreign work experience is maximum of 50 points, and certificate of qualification is 50 points. So the factors, skill transferability. It's a very important, and it is something where there's a lot of scope of improvement. As far as your when you talk about your language proficiency, talk about your education, so you can really improve, you can really get additional points. So these 100 points are your bonus points, I can say. So it's all in your hands. If you can do something regarding your language proficiency, your experience, or your education, something combinations, then it's really to go ahead with, like really to go forward with. And this is a game changer, I can say. So as far as Mr. Saghir is concerned, he's having a CLB 9 plus in all of the language skills except the reading one. He's getting CLB 8. So if Mr. Saghir Iqbal can improve his score, his language proficiency, and get CLB 9 plus, he'll be getting additional points, and those will be like 25. Because right now he's into CLB 7 plus 2 or more years of post-secondary program credentials, because he's done a master degree. So he's getting 25 points there. But if he improves himself, gets CLB 9 plus, then he's getting 50. So that's additional 25 points, and that's huge. As far as the official language proficiency and your education criteria is concerned, combination of education and language proficiency. Now another one is because he's from Pakistan, he's never been to Canada, so we cannot make any combination as far as the Canadian working experience is concerned. Even his spouse, she doesn't have any Canadian work experience, so no combinations. And as far as the work experience and official language proficiency combo is concerned, so right now he's CLB 7 plus 3 years or more of foreign work experience. Like he has experience of 6 years, so he falls into, like, he's getting 25 points. But if he improves his language proficiency, he improves his score as CLB 9 plus, and he can do it because already he's getting like he has done so in 3 of the skills. So he can, there's a room of improvement, so he'll be getting another 25 points there. So he'll be getting like the maximum points, like 50 in each combination. So that's pretty much important. So there's a lot of improvement he can do just by improving his reading skills. Now his wife's profile is pretty interesting. She has already got CLB 9 plus. If in case she has got a good experience like what Mr. Iqbal has, so she can also become a primary applicant, because like the experience is not mentioned here. So if for instance she has like 6 years plus, the profile is pretty much similar. She'll be getting additional points in as far as the age is concerned, because she's 88 born, so she's getting some points there. And then she'll be getting points for her masters, because already even she has done a masters in telecom, and language proficiency already she has 9 plus. So only relevancy or only factor we don't know about is the work experience. So if she has one, then I will certainly suggest her to be the primary applicant rather than wasting time on like improving the skills and the skill transferability. But we don't know anything about that. So this is all about skill transferability, and now there are additional points, 600 points. So I'm going to talk about those points because as far as questionnaires are concerned, as far as these forms are concerned, mostly people, they do have other, like they can get additional points, but normally they never tell you about their relatives or other information in the first meeting or so. So I'm going to talk about the so in case of the additional points, they can get additional points out of 600 if their brother or sister is living in Canada, who's a citizen or permanent resident of Canada, so that will be 15 points. If they have scored NCLC 7 or higher or French language, I don't think they will be able to do it because already they are like 1. So maybe if they can do that, that will be really good. And scored NCLC 7 or higher in all French language skills, scored CLP 5 or higher on all four English skills. So French, if you learn French, then there's a room of improvement, and you need to have NCLC 7. Post-secondary education in Canada, that's not relevant in their case, but if they do, if they can, or maybe I think they don't have, so there's no point of mentioning this. Arranged employment, that's something the when you apply for the express entry profile, when you're applying online, they always prefer you to search for the to search for jobs in the job bank. So this is pretty like good if you get a range employment under and your NOC relevant NOC code, then you get another NOC, sorry, the range employment under NOC 00, so that will be like 200 points. But if you can get a range employment under NOC 0A or B, because he's a personal banker, so he'll be falling into this category, so he'll be getting additional 50 points. So this one, range employment is another factor which is pretty important, so they should put a lot of time searching for job and arranging an employment or getting a valid job offer. So additional 50 points he's going to get. Plus if they have some relatives, so maybe we can add those points too. So I would like to summarize all the points as far as the core human capital points are concerned, the core points are concerned, like out of 600. So he's a married man, so he's getting 460, so he's getting 439 out of it because he's 30 years old, so that's one thing. As far as his wife is concerned, she's getting 30 points, and if we can show the work experience, if she has a work experience, then we can really see additional points coming there. Now talking about skill transferability, he can do improvements, he can really do improvements, and will really suggest him to improve his score, language proficiency. So he can improve his language proficiency. And right now he's getting like 50 points as far as his combination of education, language, and education, foreign work and language is concerned. I don't know how he's getting points for the Canadian work here. There's some kind of I think misprinting or something here in the questionnaire. So he can improve that and he can get additional 50 points. And I'm pretty much sure if his wife has 6 years of experience, then she can be the primary applicant because her age is really suitable. So she's falling under 20 to 29 years. That's she'll be getting the maximum points. So another thing I've noted in the questionnaire is Mr. Saghir, he has MBA Finance, and his spouse has MS Telecom. As far as I know about India and Pakistan, the MBA Finance is a 5-year course, 3 years of bachelor's and 2 years of MBA. 2 years of masters, and the engineering is 4 years of engineering bachelor's and 2 years of masters. They really need to get their credentials evaluated by an approved agency so that they can know where they do fall. And if his spouse has experience plus she gets the master's and he doesn't, then I think again, as I was mentioning, she should be the primary applicant, because there's going to be a difference of 1 year, or maybe he has to do some kind of a bridging course to get the master's degree. So that's another point. That's more to do with the region. That's more to do with the classification. That's more to do with the courses. That more like it's more to do with the creds. So it all depends upon credential evaluation and the assessments. So there is a difference. So they should really get their credentials evaluated. So there's some more points. He has number of children. That's one, and that'll be like how much income he'll be required, or how much he'll be required to carry. So wages of children. He doesn't have any relatives, so I was trying to find out where the relatives is, whether he has a relative or not. So he doesn't have any relatives, so no points in that. Worked in Canada, no, so no Canadian experience. That's not to be taken into consideration. Years of Canadian experience not applicable. The Canadian employment status, left employment, arranged employment, no. So seriously, he can arrange some employment. NOC not applicable. No information. Management experience, number of full-time staff. So yeah, that's it. So that's all. Okay, thank you.